So hey guys, this video is going to be very short. I want y'all to click the links in the description. But basically, I'm going to show you how to increase your credit and to protect yourself as well, your data. I'm going to give you two links. All right, actually three. One, I want you to go to annualfreecreditreport.com. You need to get your reports so you can see what's actually on your credit. They let you do it for free. Get all of that. You probably hear this on YouTube. Number two is I need you to start understanding and researching what data brokers are. All right. So I do websites, I create CRMs, I create databases, right? And not too long ago, I didn't even know what I'm about to share with y'all until recently. And I shared it with some friends, and it's been helping them tremendously. But I was working on my credit. I went and looked at everything, and I noticed there was somebody else's Social Security on my Experian report, and then my other two bureaus, right, the top three, they all had my regular Social Security number, and I had all these mixed files on all my credit, right? And then that's when I started learning about all the different credit bureaus, Innovis, the fourth largest one, and then all the sub bureaus, right? It's a lot of different bureaus because some pull for your, if you're going to go get a mortgage loan, there's different bureaus that pull from that. If you're going to go get a car, there's a car credit score. If your electricity and energy, all those utility bills, that's another credit bureau, right? That people look into. And so there's so many different bureaus and creditors, and there's just so many different files, right? And they're all organized, but for you it's unorganized because you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea what's taking place. You're just like, why is my credit going down? Why is it going up? And you have no idea how it works. And so what I want you to do is I want you to opt out of LexisNexis and all these other. I'm gonna send you a link, and you can use one. It's a link. It's a website. It's called OneRep. I use it. It opted me out of 132 data brokers, and I called some of them. They were selling my credit profile, even with all these mixed files, with all these different names and mixed files with my Social Security. That's not even my data. They were selling it, right? They're selling your data every single day and making profit, and you don't make any money from it. And I called him and I said, what are you doing with my data? I said, I want to opt out. And then I asked him, what are you doing with my data? He said, we're doing direct sales. And if you guys know me, like, I grew up in direct sales, network marketing. My dad was a legend in that space. So when he said direct sales, I'm like, you're making money from my data. I'm opting out, right? I opted out of everything, but you don't have to opt out of everything, but I want you to opt out, especially if this applies to you, if your credit is not that well and things are mixed up. And I also want you to call all the top bureaus like Innovis, Experian, Equifax, right, TransUnion. Call them personally, get their number, right? And it's easy to find on the internet. Talk to an agent, and they'll help you and they'll guide you to remove your data. And if you do have any data breach, or if you have any mixed files and things like that, they'll dispute it for you and help you get that in motion. And then they'll ask you to upload your personal information online through their website, like your Social Security number, your ID or government ID or whatever. All that stuff, you can do it online. Another thing you can do if things are mixed up, you can literally, file with the CFPB. You can file with the Better Business Bureau, and you just get their actual address, their phone number, the company name, and you just file a complaint, right? But you want to do all this in the same day or same week that you're working on this. You want to clean up all your personal information. Tell them, hey, I just want to put my current stuff on here. Here's my one name, right? I've had two different friends do this week, and they went, and they're like, bro, why do I have so many different names? My name is Silas, S-I-L-A-S. I had somebody named S-A-L-A. I had all type of people on somebody with a middle name. I don't even have a middle name. Just so many different names on there. So they cleaned that up. When I went through that process, they cleaned up the phone numbers. Just have them put one current phone number. They cleaned up the addresses. If it's not attached to anything that's verified already, they'll take it off. They'll remove it until you dispute and get that off, and then they'll remove all of it. But just one address on your credit profile, and you just want to get one-on-one. Take off all your old work. Tell them, hey, I just want to remove it. You can literally leave that empty, or you can just tell them this is my current work, and just clean up all your personal data, and then learn about your data and what's going on with it. And if you choose to stay opted in, like you can opt out for 5 years, right, until you get things cleaned up, or permanently, and they'll send mail to your address, right? I'm already receiving mail, and they're saying confirming that they opted out, right? And write your confirmation now. But the main thing is this: when you do this, a lot of stuff that is on your credit report will start to fall off too, because they'll see like, hey, this actually is not verified. This isn't accurate. This is not this person's data. It's all about data. And that's all credit is, your utilization, all these different, your credit age, everything is about data and numbers. And so if you don't know your numbers, you can't grow your numbers. And if you don't know why your numbers are going down or going up, right, you got to understand it. And I want you guys to get that. So I just want to drop this free thing here. I'm going to drop 2 things. Another thing I'm going to drop is I'm partnering with a brand called Dispute Beast. It's a do-it-yourself software, but it's really interesting. It's AI, and I've used some good ones, and I've already seen changes in less than a month. But it scans your whole credit profile. So after I cleaned up my data, opted out of all these bureaus, opted out of all these data brokers selling my information. I don't want that. I don't want any offers in the mail right now. I don't want any of that stuff. So I opted out of all of that, and all the people selling my information all over the world. And it also tracks with the link that I'm going to put. It's $14.95. At least give it 1 to 2 months. I would say 90 days. Let it knock all that stuff out, opt you out, get all those mails in, clean up your data, and then use, once you clean it out that first month, or that first week, then you want to use Dispute Beast, the link that I'm going to show. I'm partnering with them with my brand. I actually have a partnership with them. They allow you to do that. You're going to see 3 links. I'm going to put the annual credit report so you can do that. Step 1. Step 2, clean up your data. I'm going to show you a simple system. It's $14.95 a month. Just use it. Knock it out. You're going to see, put all of your personal information in there, all the phone numbers on your credit report, all of the addresses, like put it into the database I'm going to send called OneRep. And what OneRep is, it's going to scan the 231 sites that sell your information, plus it's going to scan wherever else you are. And they got a 5-day trial too. And it'll start opting you out of every single one of them day 1, after you give it all the data about you, like your name, your variations of names, middle names, all the stuff you see on your credit report. Put it into OneRep. All of the mixed files, all that stuff that's attached to you, all those addresses, put it in OneRep. It's going to clean you up. And what this is going to do is, when you go ahead and dispute and use Dispute Beast, the AI is going to scan, put all the color codes that's needed. And we're not lying to anybody, but it's going to go ahead and put the pressure on the credit bureaus and the creditors and the data brokers that are mixing up your files and getting the credit bureaus to verify that it's yours without you knowing. It's going to go ahead and hit them. So you're going to add some defense to your credit report, and it's going to make it extremely difficult for them to verify that that's your information, especially if it's not. They're not going to be able to verify anything because it's not, and it's going to go ahead and remove all of that stuff on your credit profile that's messing you up. All right, and that's going to give you a fresh start with building your credit. So I wanted to share that with you guys. The links is going to be 3 links, and just follow those 3 steps. Do what I said in this video. Watch it over and over again. If you got any comments, put it in there. But that should go ahead and help you clean up your personal information, right? Your credit information and data, and go ahead and opt out, so other people can't just buy your data and know all about. They save data from when you were a kid, all the addresses, phone numbers, email addresses. Go ahead and opt out of all that and stop allowing people to sell your data, especially without you getting paid. We all about the money here. All right, guys, take care. God bless.